Today, I'm going to tell you a story called The Talking Stick. And I'm going to tell you that this story was given to the Sioux people many, many winters ago. So let's let the story begin. When it was time for all the young mothers to go out and collect berries and fruit and other things for the families to eat, the old grandmothers, like me, whose legs were not ready to go as fast and as quickly as the young mothers could go, well, those grandmothers were left to care for the young children. That was a big responsibility, and it was an honor to the grandmothers to be given that responsibility to stay in the village with the young children. The Sioux believed that young children had many dreams and visions to collect before they were grown up. And with the grandmothers close by, all the children took naps in the afternoon in their lodge. Even those who might have been too old for naps took a little nap to collect their dreams and visions. On one of these days, while the children, the youngest ones, slept, there was a terrible noise outside. There were two birds, a crow and this other bird, who's a brother of the crow, called the magpie, started arguing. Caw, 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 screamed the crow. Cack, 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 yelled magpie. Crack, crack, cack, 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 cack. Oh, they were so noisy. They were both speaking at once, and they could not hear each other's words at all. They were arguing about who the trees belonged to and which tree belonged to which bird. Well, one of the grandmothers went out to quiet the voices so that the children didn't wake up and they could have their dreams and their visions. But they were such noisy birds, she could not get their attention. So she called on the eagle and she said, "Oh, Brother Eagle, you are the sacred bird of the people and of all the animals, and we all look up to you." Well, and then she said, "You're so full of wisdom, and everyone looks up to you. Can you help us? Oh, Brother Eagle, can you chase off those noisy birds so that the children can dream and get the dreams that they need to have?" Well, with a mighty flap of his wings, the eagle sailed toward that noisy pair. But the noisy pair kept on making their noise. Come on, do it with me. Caw, 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 said the crow. Cack, 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 said the magpie. And as Eagle came close, he said, "Quiet, quiet, quiet." But the other two were so busy arguing and making all their noise that they didn't hear it. And the eagle came closer and closer and closer to the two birds. And suddenly it happened. Magpie and crow knocked a feather out of eagle. They were so noisy, they almost fell off their perch. And when they ran into eagle, a feather dropped to the ground. And it landed on a small branch just a little bit above Mother Earth. Now, it was a great offense. A great offense. That means it was a really bad thing to do, to touch the eagle. And it was even worse to cause one of his feathers to come off. Magpie spoke to Eagle. Oh, Brother Eagle, we did not hear you. We did not hear that you were so near. I am sorry for the injury I have caused you. Now, Crow, surprised to hear such an honorable thing from Magpie that he had been arguing with just a minute ago, spoke to Eagle with dignity. I have many times been a bad bird. I have done naughty things, but, Brother Eagle, I think this may be the worst, the very worst that I have ever done. Maybe at least the worst I've done in many moons. I am very sorry you have lost a sacred feather. Eagle and Magpie went together to pick up the feather, and Magpie took the feather back by Eagle, and he said, I am ashamed, Brother Eagle, that my loud talk and my harsh words were more important to me than solving our problem. Then Crow took the magpie feather and he went over to Eagle and he said, we have disturbed the two-legged children. That's children just like you. We have disturbed the two-legged children and torn from your wing this sacred feather. And now we want to return it to you with a request for your forgiveness. Well, Brother Eagle had watched all of this. He'd watched it with his wise eyes and his open heart. And he knew that the lesson of listening had been learned by his little brothers. And he saw that when he looked at the grandmother, she had a look in her eyes that said she had learned something too. So he said to Crow and Magpie, give my feather and the branch it rests on to the grandmother. And he said to the grandmother, collect my feather and take the branch and connect it, that feather, to my sacred branch. Dress the branch with beads and other things to make it pretty, and then teach others to create this fine looking stick. And grandmother gathered the feather and she gathered the stick and she did just what Eagle told her. She put beads and other things to decorate the branch, and she put the sacred feather right on the branch. And Eagle said, we will call this sacred branch a talking stick and tell all the people that when they come together and there is some kind of argument or discussion that needs to happen, and some people's ears are shut, bring out the talking stick and let only the person holding the talking stick talk. This will be done in an honorable way, said the eagle. We will let everyone have their say. And when everyone has had a chance to speak, then a vote can be taken. And the side who gathers the most votes will make the final decision. Grandmother was very honored to have learned this lesson. And every grandmother from that day on, well, at least every Sioux grandmother, has told this story and helped the young ones to make talking sticks. And I hope maybe someone can help you make a talking stick sometime. time. But I bet all of the young people sitting here never argue, not like crow and magpie. They listen to each other. But in case you're ever in a situation where people don't listen, their ears are closed, maybe if you have a talking stick, it will let everyone be heard. Well, thank you for listening to my story.